What's up, everyone, and welcome to ClearTalk. It is fire pit time again. So in this video we're going to be talking about updates and stuff on the Middle East, what is going on, where we sit currently, because I think we are right now at a very extremely pivotal point where decisions are going to have to start being made, and what decisions are made are going to be very vital in this decided, chosen war of imbeciles. So thank you very much for joining me. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you'd like to check out more from the channel, please do so. Links in the description for this channel and all my other channels. If you are interested, please consider subscribing, like, share, comment, all that good stuff to get more videos in front of more people. If you would like to go, after you check out everything and you like what you see, if you'd like to go further, there is a Patreon link down there as well. You can, for $2 a month, you support any of the channels that you would like to help grow those channels, help grow Patreon, help grow JMD Nation, and contribute to that how you would like to. There's also a link for merch there as well. I have merch for every single channel. If you are a Patreon member, you get a discount on the merch, so even more reason why to become a patron member. But either way, if you any support you do decide to give is very much appreciated, and I thank you very much. And if you're returning, you're freaking amazing. All right, welcome back and keep coming back, because you're what makes JMD Nation. All right, so where do we stand right now? We were doing our complete bombing campaign. We did full on 2 weeks, 14 days worth of just steady bombing all kinds of locations across Iran. And Iran was retaliating and they were retaliating very strongly all across US bases across the region, doing significant damage to even a lot of our infrastructure. And Trump wind up decidingly to stop and do a pause on all this because we had generals come out stating that if we continue to do this, that we had reached and done everything that we could do with the campaign, that we had bombed everything that we could possibly bomb that would be of any sort of significance, and that the intent of what we were trying to do, which was to cause destruction enough that would split, Iran and their resolve, and cause cracks in the infrastructure of the military and the support of the people and all this, all this kind of stuff. We've just bombed them for 2 weeks straight, and there is coming out from generals that resolve, that intent has actually been complete opposite. That Iran is stronger and more unified than ever. They have resisted everything, and they are everything that they've bombed is not changing anything. They are more determined and even just as aggressive in their retaliation. And so it's basically pointless. It's basically pointless. And then on top of that, if we were to continue this, then we would be depleting our interceptors basically almost to zero if we continued, which is something that we have been trying to state and has been stated now for months, that we were little by little, our inventory was depleting, and that we would not be able to continue doing this strategy, continuously doing this, between what we have, how our assist in Ukraine with that war, and what we are done here in this Iran war. Our ammunitions are depleted. We are sitting on bare minimals. It's the reason why we did the quote-unquote ceasefire previously, because we were trying to try to get what we did have in back stocks or whatever sent there, because we were depleting at that moment, and we have now been basically depleted down to almost nothing. And this is coming from our actual generals, okay, from Raising Cane himself and Adam Cooper, who is the main, like, head general, whatever, commander or whatever over CENTCOM. Okay, this is not just some off-the-wall reporting or something from some quote-unquote fake news outlet or something. This is from our actual U.S. commanders and generals, stating that we are going to deplete ourselves to zero if we continue, and suggesting to the administration that we must stop. Okay, even though Trump and all of his, warmongering sycophants, the Hegseths, the Rubios, all those have been out there constantly saying that, oh no, we're not, that's all lies, it's lies. We are going to, we are the biggest military, ever, and we got all the ammunition we need. There's nothing, no depletion. We are bigger and stronger and better than anybody else. And so, oh, that's just lies. Don't listen to the fake news. Well, from our own military commanders and generals, it's not a lie. It's not fake news. We have depleted ourselves. We have completely failed in all of this. We were taken to war by an administration, and quite frankly, even the commanders themselves, like the Coopers out there, who were apparently complete imbeciles as well, and have enacted this completely unsuccessful. And Iran is stronger than ever before now. So even the intent of this entire war, which was no nuclear enrichment, the opening up the Strait of Hormuz, which was, something that was actually created after we started the war. It wasn't even a problem before. This has all been for none, as we have been stating all along. This was a complete waste. Complete waste of taxpayer money. Billions upon billions upon billions of taxpayer money. Completely wasted. With all intentions, a complete failure. Because now, at this point, there's no diplomacy happening. Iran is not interested whatsoever, even though Trump's been out there for months now. They're ready to make a deal. They're ready to make a deal. There's no deal. We were the ones begging for the deal. Iran is not interested in a deal. They have stated and realized that there's no making a deal with the United States, because we have constantly, every time, blew up the deal. That's the influence that we have gained from Israel, how to blow up deals. And apparently, the ability of our great deal maker, Donald Trump, to constantly just blow up deals. They're not interested. They're not interested. So at this point, there's no stopping Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. There's no stopping Iran from controlling the Strait of Hormuz, unless we were to decide and make an action that nobody in the United States wants to happen. And that's actually putting boots on the ground. There's no way out of that. It's either that, or we completely curl our tails, accept the embarrassment, and walk away. That's the only two options at this point. There's no middle ground. There's no working something out. There's no deals to be had. There's no, unless we just sit here in a complete stalemate, where absolutely nothing is happening. And then what? Like, there's that you might, if that's the case, you might as well just take the humiliation and walk away. because nobody wants an actual ground invasion. If you think that, the 18 at this point that have been killed, and now the reporting of over 600 people that have military servicemen that have been injured. Okay, over 600 injured. Um, you think that's bad? Doing a ground invasion is going to insanely increase those numbers, because are not prepared. We are not prepared. We were not prepared, apparently, for even this air operation. Much less are we prepared for a ground invasion into a country that we have no benefit in doing so. There is such thing as a home advantage. Okay, we found that out in Vietnam. This is no different. We do not need another Vietnam. So that's our two choices. But if that wasn't bad enough, now we have other people getting involved because of our allowing Saudi Arabia to bomb Yemen and the Houthis. Now we have the Houthis, of course, taking over the Strait section in the Red Sea, and they threatened it, and they have successfully taken that over, stopping Saudi Arabia oil imports and exports altogether. Which is completely buckling Saudi Arabia. They have been successful in doing this, and there's now tit for tat strikes going back between Saudi Arabia and Yemen. We have Iran-backed militias in Iraq that have now also started striking Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia is now directly involved, and there's inner stuff going on between all of that. Then you have, I think it was Kuwait and Bahrain also directly attacking and shooting missiles at Iran. So now they are involving themselves directly now. And all the while, all of this happening, and Israel's just sitting back. Israel's just sitting back, doing nothing, but continuing their operations in the West Bank, and continue their operations in Lebanon, and continue their operations in Gaza, continuously killing and destroying, demolishing, taking land. That's all they care about. They're not engaging themselves in this. They've allowed the United States to take full responsibility of this conflict, war of aggression with Iran. And now all these connected parties are involved at this point. So now we have a greater regional war happening that we are responsible for, and we have basically put in the actions and made the decisions to accelerate. Then on top of that, if that wasn't enough, now you have Zelensky and Ukraine entering into the Iran conflict, because Ukraine decided to, for us, bomb an Iranian ship in the Caspian Sea. And they did it for us, because that is the one solid trade route for Iran, where they receive inputs and goods and stuff like that from China and the few other places that they actually trade with. And on our behalf, Ukraine decided to bomb one of their ships. And so now they have directly involved themselves. Why did he do this? Because he's trying to gain favor with the United States, for one, so that we will continue to support their war efforts against Russia, because if we, and again though, that's the reason, and that's the reason why he came to Washington yesterday, because he's trying to continue to uh, uh, request and continue to ask for our aid. Again, remember, we are depleting our interceptors and other ammunitions because of our complete involvement in Ukraine and what we have done here with Iran. So he is openly saying, okay, yeah, we will help you out when we need to. If you need somebody to help you out with Iran, we can help you out. While they are also trying to ward off a superpower like Russia. What are we talking about here? And because of all of this, the announcement of our depleting of our interceptors and different other ammunitions, and the fact that we cannot continue to bomb the hell out of Iran, we cannot continue with that air operation. Funny enough that J.D. Vance, you know, he said on Joe Rogan that we're not going to just sit there and bomb and bomb and bomb and bomb and bomb, while we quite literally just bombed and bombed and bombed and bombed and bombed afterwards for 14 fucking days, showing him a complete fucking fool. This has now opened up the window for China and Russia to start realizing, you know what? Now the U.S. military is openly stating that they can't go any further in defending, quote unquote, defending this Iran conflict, which also is going to affect us defending Ukraine. So China's looking at, you know, we've previously had the concern of China involving in starting up some shit with Taiwan, which we stated that we would be able to defend. You have Russia, of course, continuing their stuff with Ukraine, and so they're looking, going, well, the United States is in a pretty bit of a predicament here, and so maybe we can push a little further into on Ukraine. Or who's to know? We've already had accusations of China assisting Iran and you know, giving them weapons, giving them military ammo, or even potentially, you know, the fact that they might potentially even, you know, help their nuclear program. We've had all these accusations of China. Trump just recently argued that China was involved and is the biggest concern for election fraud, right? So, you know, his whole China, because that's his biggest threat. We are on the verge of quite literally, I know it's been superfluous, like to say that, you know, World War III is on the verge of happening, but we quite literally right now are on the verge of a World War III type scenario involving all the major players. Because now, after Ukraine and Zelensky purposefully deciding to enter into U.S. and Iran conflict, he is now tied together what's happening in Iran, what's happening in the Middle East, and what's happening in Ukraine and Russia. So now this is a connected war. These wars are connected now directly, and U.S. is involved in both of them. The pretty much the main players in both of them. So yes, we now sit in a pivotal moment where decisions have to be made as to whether or not we decisively continue to aggress. And at this point, the only way for that to happen is a literal ground invasion. Or do we decisively tuck our tails, accept the humiliation, accept the conditions right now that are inevitable at this point, and just bow out in order to prevent, quite literally, the possibility of World War III. And I know that sounds like, you know, just a whole bunch of you know, fantastical, like, you know, fear-mongering or something. But at this point, we are closer to it than maybe ever before. And I quite frankly think that there are actors in play that might actually want it to happen. If anything, just so that they continue to get support and efforts, like the Zelenskys, support and effort for us continuing to back Ukraine and continuing to fight against Russia. I think he quite literally wants a broader conflict, wants the purpose, wants the full-blown war of all these nations. All of these interconnections with these different countries and the desperations that they have for their own purpose, which might even be like moral within their own like bubble of purpose. But in order for that to happen, push for a broader span of conflict, a broader connection in other conflicts. It very much feels similar to the conditions that ultimately started or began the First World War. I mean, people have been pointing to all this. So yes, there are critical conditions right now happening, and if this was to happen, we are not in very good standing at this point to be able to defend ourselves or to be able to actually engage in a full-on world war. Because again, our military assets and military capabilities have been depleted. And while you have someone like Iran that's just using shit tons of drones that are, you know, minute couple $1,000s to build, we are using interceptors and shit that are millions of dollars to build and take longer to build. We just can't restock that as fast as someone like yes. It's hilarious to me that you know, as much as Trump has stated, I rebuilt the military, we built it so big, so great, so it looks like we built our military for like war, centuries old war. Millions and millions of dollars of all these military, we did not build it for modern warfare. We did not build it. We are just now starting to use like miniature drones in this like one-way drones and stuff, trying to use the actual strategy of Iran. We are just now starting to use that a little bit here and there. We have not built our military for modern warfare, for the asymmetrical warfare that Iran has been able to do against us and has been effective against us. And now they have destroyed almost every single base we have in the area. I mean, like literal destruction, inoperable. The bases, the infrastructure of radars and systems and stuff that we use, they have destroyed many of them, most of them in fact. So we don't even have like the intelligence systems and and radars where we can be able to see and sight and pinpoint and all, you know, the precision stuff. We don't even have that to our ability at this point. It's all been destroyed. They have quite literally crippled the U.S.'s resolve and defense in the region. It's the reason why we are the ones that have actually been deemed ineffective. You know, Trump has been stating out there, or Hegseth has been stating, you know, in these confirmation hearings and stuff. Oh, we depleted Iran, and we you know, all his statements are being thrown back at him, where he stated, you know, even a few weeks into the war, oh, their capabilities have been depleted and they have been rendered, you know, incapable of defending themselves, or incapable of, or being any kind of serious threat. And he, you know, when asked, you know, were those accurate statements, he's completely avoids them, right? Again, the projection of this administration, the projection of the Republican resolve, of MAGA resolve, is whatever we're doing, we project and blame everybody else. We project it on them as if that's what they're doing, and we blame them and claim that that's what they're doing. The United States is the one has been deemed crippled, has been deemed ineffective. And people in the United States just don't even, like, there's so many, the 33 right now polling for ending this war, okay, or resuming this war, is like 67%. YouGov polling, 67% say to end the war, while 33% say to continue it. Which, funny enough, is like the 33% that actually approve of Donald Trump. It is insane. There's 33% of this nation that are, quite frankly, clinical imbeciles. They're complete ignorant idiots, useful idiots that are either that or just complete warmongering evil people, like the Lindsey Grahams of the world. "67% of Americans state that we need to end this war and get out of it." Is this administration going to adhere to that? Is this administration going to see that and go, you know what, maybe we need to fucking stop this? Do we really want to continue into a war with our military conditions depleted, our military systems depleted? Do we really want the possibility of Russia decisively adding to the Iran resolve, or even directly entering into the conflict, or China for that matter? Do we really? Do we really? It's time to end it. It's time to tuck your tails. This administration needs to just accept the humiliation. They need to accept the big fat fucking L that they deserve. Iran is going to go on as a massive, stronger power than ever, with no nuclear deal on the table. They will, at this point, at some point in the future, gain a nuclear ability, a nuclear weapon, for defense measures, just like every other nation that has them. And quite frankly, at this point, they deserve it. They deserve it, because that probably will be the only thing that will actually hold back the United States from any future action like this by an ignorant and baboonish regime like this one is, if it were to ever get back in power. Because I am with more and more confidence at this point that this administration will not last past 2028, and no administration like it will come into play after 2028 for a long time. I mean, unless literal outright election control or election like ending happens, and Donald Trump attempts to try to literally stay in power like a dictator. And then all hell is going to break loose in this country if that was the case. Because this administration has shown just how pathetic and how ridiculous and how absurd, how arrogant, how destructive a far-right government, a far-right movement like MAGA, a fascist, authoritarian, dictatorial, oligarchy, gerontocracy-like bullshit, kleptocracy, all you name it. They have shown how pathetic and destructive that type of government can be for this country. Changes are going to be made, and this war of aggression, this idiotic, unnecessary, illegal, criminal war of aggression that we have done on Iran, is one of the core components in proving that and showing that, and everybody's watching it in full 4K. Everybody sees how pathetic it is. Our positioning domestically and on the global scale has completely changed. There's no faith, there's no trust in anything that we do right now. And that is extremely concerning and damning for this country, and for our relationships abroad. I keep saying it's going to take a huge amount of pain, apparently, before enough outcry. Because at this point, there still has not been enough outcry. There still has not been enough pushback. This administration does not care enough about what pushback and protest, and they do not care enough about what has been opposed to them to actually end this. Will our literal capability to continue be what actually stops it? I mean, at this point, we did stop bombing, at least. But the question is, what's next on the table? The question is, what's next on the table? Is it a ground invasion, or is it a retreat? Let me know what you think. Until next time, peace, clear talk, I'm out.